Whoa, landing an account this big will totally change my landscaping business. It's gonna mean hiring more guys and more equipment and new trucks for the new guys to drive the new equipment in. I don't know if I'm ready.
You can do this, and Ford Pro FinSimple can help. Our experts are ready to make growing pains less painful for your business with flexible financing solutions that meet the needs of your business today when you need them. Get started at fordpro.com/financing.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
This is Optimal Work Daily. My Advice for Starting a Small Business by Leo Babauta of zenhabits.net. Recently, I encouraged my 13-year-old daughter, Maya, to start a vegan cupcake business, and it's so exciting to watch her get started. As I talked to her about starting, she had some worries. For instance, she didn't know how. She didn't know what kind of business to create, and she was worried that she'd fail. Do any of those sound familiar? Those were my worries too when I had a day job and thought about building something of my own. Worry about not knowing what to do, how to do it, and whether you'll fail. These stop so many people from starting. Today I'd like to share the lessons I've learned about starting a business in hopes of encouraging you to get started making something you love. 1. Look for opportunities. This is from my friend Hayden Shaw, who will be featured in the Habits of Entrepreneurs series. Keep your eyes open for opportunities. What pain points do people have? What problems need to be solved? How can you make people's lives better? 2. If you can't wait to get started, you're onto something. Every time I've gotten my best ideas, I get excited. I tell people about it. I might even stay up at night thinking about it. I can't sit down for long from the excitement. 3. Start small. People try to build their new business into a massive launch, but this is a mistake. Start as small as possible, giving a minimum viable product to a few friends and let them test it out. Then a few more people. When you try to do something massive at launch, you make it less likely that you'll actually start, and you'll take forever to launch, and you'll build yourself up for failure, and you're building something massive without any idea of whether it works or if people like it. Launch is just one moment in the lifespan of a business, and it's not even one of the most important moments. 4. Not starting is the biggest mistake. I told Maya that the worst-case scenario, if the business fails, is not even bad. If she starts the vegan cupcake business and fails, at least she got to make and eat some delicious cupcakes and share them with friends and learn some valuable lessons along the way. She can always start something new after that. In fact, this scenario of learning something and having fun along the way, even in failure, is demonstrably better than if she'd not started at all. 5. Start a blog. The best way to market a business is by giving away free information. Show that you're valuable, help people for free, and they'll want more from you. 6. Don't do SEO or social media market or viral marketing. Those don't add any value for your customers. 7. Instead, be super valuable. Build something great, and word of mouth is all the marketing you need, including people passing along your best blog posts. Over-deliver. They'll love you, and you won't need to do slimy SEO techniques. 8. Start lean. I started my businesses with zero money and just found free or cheap services to start with. Only after I started making some revenue did I pay for anything or hire anyone. Make money as soon as possible by selling something valuable. 9. Advertising is a bad business model. When you make money from ads, what are you selling? Your audience's attention. This is horrible, and your audience and customers will not love you for it. Instead, do everything possible to delight your audience and customers and give them incredible value, and they'll gladly pay for it. 10. Forget about numbers. More specifically, forget about hitting certain targets. 1 million page views, 10,000 subscribers, 500,000 in revenues. Those are meaningless and arbitrary. Instead, worry about how much you're helping your customers. How much value are you giving them? How can you make them smile? Try putting some numbers on those things. 11. The joy doesn't come later. Lots of times people kill themselves trying to reach a goal or hit an amazing launch. They hope that achieving this goal will change their lives. Then they get there, and their lives aren't different. They move on to the next goal. The joy doesn't come when you hit the goal or have an amazing launch. The joy comes right now. This is the moment of greatness, of satisfaction with yourself and what you're doing, not later. 12. Forget perfection. Too many people get caught up in trying to make a product, website, blog post, launch, etc. perfect. It'll never be perfect. Perfection is stopping you from shipping. Instead, do what you can, get it out there, get feedback, improve it, and repeat. 13. The business plan. Planning, like perfection, is useless and stands in your way. Sure, you want to think things through, but planning is based on faulty information because we can't know the future. Instead, experiment. Get started. Do. Then see what happens and adjust. Flexibility is much more important than a good plan. 14. Start from home and start with friends. You don't need to have an office for most businesses. Even a cupcake business doesn't need a shop, at least not at first. Start with no extra money, in your spare time if you have to. Let your first customers be your friends and ask them to be brutally honest. Then let them spread the word to their friends. That's a $0 launch. 15. Focus on important things. Too often people get caught up in statistics, social media, lots of little tasks that don't matter. Instead, get moving on what matters most, producing something that will add value to your customers. 16. Surround yourself with interesting people. Having friends who are doing fascinating things is inspiring, and they will give you great advice and feedback. The people around you and their positive and inspiring attitudes matter. 17. Learn to be okay with not knowing. You won't know what will happen with the business. The world is changing. Your business will change. You will change. You don't know anything, really, and that's okay. Get started, my friends. You'll love it. You just listened to the post titled My Advice for Starting a Small Business by Leo Babauta of ZenHabits.net. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all have non-negotiables. Maybe you never skip leg day or have to take your morning walks. But when your schedule is packed with kids' activities, big work projects, and more, it's easy to let your priorities slip. Even when we know what makes us happy, it's hard to make time for it. Therapy can help you reclaim control of your time and values. And make no mistake, therapy is for everyone. Whether or not you've been through significant trauma, therapy can be a great tool for setting boundaries, learning positive coping skills, and ultimately becoming the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/workdaily today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/workdaily. We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it filters out incompatible applicants. So when you're hiring, the process is much faster, and you only have to consider applicants that are already likely to be a great fit. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/startup. So just go to Indeed.com/startup right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. And a little bit about our author today, Leo. Leo Babauta of Zen Habits is another author that we hear from on our other podcast because he blogs a lot about personal development and health as well as even finance. So he's been read on pretty much all of our shows, but he's an entrepreneur too, so we're going to be hearing some more of his stuff on this show. Leo's a pretty regular guy, but has become an expert in changing habits by making small, incremental changes since 2005. He's originally from Guam, an overweight smoker who was barely making enough money to support his big family. He's got 6 kids. And he turned all of that around, blogging about it throughout the process. He now lives in San Francisco, is quite comfortable, and in charge of how and when he works. It's a great story, and you can check it out at zenhabits.net. That's zenhabits.net. But I think that is going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for being a subscriber to the show. Hope you're enjoying our content. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.